When everybody's talking, I can't hear a single word they say. And nobody is laughing. I guess they turn the blue sky gray. Alright. There's nobody sing a love song anymore. There's nobody sing a love song anymore. Well, let me tell you, 'cause I am. Let me tell you that I am. Everybody's shouting. They need heard above the noise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I can't really argue. I guess I am part of that noise. Yeah, yeah. There's nobody wanna hear a love song anymore. There's nobody wanna sing a love song anymore. Well, let me tell you that I am. Well, let me tell you that I am. Play me something sweet. I just want to dance with a beautiful woman. Alright. Let me tell you, nobody has any answers. Not even me. But I don't really care, yeah. You know what? Because I like a mystery. Yeah. There's nobody wanna hear a roots song anymore. I'm done with the same art as it was before. 'Cause let me tell you that I am. Well, let me tell you that I am. Well, let me tell you that I am. Let me tell you I am. I'm gonna sing it, yeah. Let me say I'm gonna
Okay, so I'm joined now by two members of the Paradimes. Can you introduce yourselves both one at a time? So I've got two people here right now. Mainly tell us a bit about yourself and what's your role in the band.
Yeah, my name's G-Funk. I'm the trumpet player in the band. I also deal with a lot of the booking side as well.
My name's Gugse. I'm the singer-songwriter.
Right. Now I understand the name of the band is called the Paradimes, but can you tell me why you chose that name for the band?
I've never really been able to answer this question if you got to. I don't know.
I remember that we was in a pub and there was a few people coming up with names, and that's the one that seemed to resonate with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you known each other, and when did the band first start?
Well, the band was formerly the Stiff Naked Fools. That was before I was involved, and a couple of other people were involved. But the core of that band and the Paradimes has been a constant. That stayed the same. The Paradimes itself has been going just over 3 years now. 3 years and 4 months. It's been going from strength to strength, really.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it from when it was the Stiff Naked Fools, and that's about it, really. And I already know the answer to this question, but I'm sure all of our listeners know. So, who writes all the songs and puts the backing music together, and how do you decide the tune for the song, if you know what I mean?
I usually write the songs, come up with the melody. If we're working on brass, me and G work quite closely together, and we'll just hash out the melodies between us and see which one feels the strongest and has got the nicest vibe.
Right. What songs do you mainly perform at the most when you're doing your gigs or at festivals, and why do you choose them out of your other songs?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I remember I gave John Sinclair "Hold Me Girl" to play on his podcast, and another new one, which I'm sure you'll play in a minute,
Yeah.
Mason. The "Hold Me Girl" is a great track live, and
Yeah,
it really
that
goes
really
down well.
works.
And extra classy. Though I always say those two are the strongest point in our set, in my opinion. I think they really rock into each other nicely.
Some songs are really good recorded songs, and some work better live. So we try and mix it up a little bit to give the audience some things that they like off the album, and yet going to work live for us as well, and bring a bit of excitement, a bit of enjoyment into the room.
Yeah, and what are your rehearsals like? Because I know you meet up sometimes at Gux's house, and do you find it better to record at home or in a recording studio?
Do the majority of it at home, don't we?
Yeah, I think most of the best stuff is made at home because you're more relaxed and it's not costing you £80 an hour.
Yeah.
We did do some good stuff at Highbury Road Studio in Birmingham, where UB40 recorded their first album, and Black Sabbath used that studio as well, actually.
That was great,
and that was a really good time. They really look after us there, and the equipment. I think that's the key. The equipment there is spot on for what we need to do. So if you are going to go into a studio, it has to be for the right reasons, and it has to be doing the right tracks. So it has to be very focused because it is costly.
So you mainly go to the studio to record your albums then and everything?
No, again, a lot of that is done at home.
It's done at home.
Yeah.
Reggae's such a complex piece of music. It sounds simple when it's finished, but in a sense, it's like jazz. And in fact, a lot of the early reggae musicians was jazz musicians.
Yeah.
And it's pieced together just like jazz and stuff, really. And it's very, very syncopated, and it has to be very accurately played.
Yeah.
So to do that in a studio would cost a hell of a lot of money. So
Yeah, and I know I got you both to introduce yourself at the beginning of the interview. Now, could you tell me a bit about other people in the band and how many of you are in the band?
Yeah, how many are in the band is another whole interview in itself, I think. We've got members who kind of are there sometimes and not others. It ranges between 7 and 10, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of who's involved. We're working with a really great girl called Pam Moo at the moment, who's Pamela Moo, as she's known.
Yeah.
Great artist in her own right. You should get her on one of your shows. She's really up and coming.
Lovely singer, lovely girl.
And very hard working, no ego about her, and we really enjoy working with her. That's a great relationship we have with her. And we've got Chris on the keys, who was a member of the Stiff Naked Fools. We've got Dave, who was an original Stiff Naked Fools member as well.
Yeah, very good drummer. Very lucky to have Dave and Chris, the pianist.
We've got Tom, who's a guy who never meet anyone like him, I don't think.
You won't want to either.
Who was in the band with Gux before as well. We have just changed members of brass section wise as well. We're delighted to welcome Richard to the fold as well, who's a member of Kingston Town and also plays with Tanai Brown in the Out Band as well. Drew Stansel will still be involved as well, every now and then, but he's got a lot of other projects on as well. And then we've got our Greek friend Ilias on the percussion as well, who is a guy again who's not there all the time, but
we fly him in from Greece just to do the gigs.
But he is a joy to behold as well. Ilias is.
Yeah, and what's been the band's biggest challenge, and what's the biggest thing you've ever done together?
Well,
challenges is another interview in itself.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge these days, I think, facing most bands is to get into the music industry and maintain some integrity, because a lot of the time you have to change what it is that you like to try and get yourself into the music industry.
Yeah.
Whereas we're pretty solid on that, in that we just like traditional sounding reggae and stuff, and it's something that we practiced for years and years to be able to do. So we just keep it as honest and as realistic to ourselves as we can, without the compromise of that. Like a lot of bands compromise on their sound to make it radio friendly and this, that and the other, but we just make it people friendly, because we know that the people are actually going to be interested in something that's done traditionally. Yeah.
In terms of the biggest thing we've done together, the Simon Says Festival was a fantastic gig. We really enjoyed that. In my opinion, it was probably the strongest lineup of the band that's ever gone out. And for that to be a festival, a weekend at De Montfort Hall for £20 a ticket, I think it was, for the whole weekend, celebrating Leicester talent. That's the kind of thing that I personally believe in. I'm sure Guxley joins me on that as well.
Definitely.
So that was a great thing to do. The album launch of Genius by the Mile, where we were joined by Linville Golding from the Specials, that was fantastic as well. We have got another big festival we're playing later on in the year, one of the UK's top reggae and dub festivals. We can't announce what that is yet, but I'm sure that'll be on the list of the biggest things we've done. And we've also got the pleasure of working with some great people on our one of our upcoming albums, which is the Paradimes and Friends. Again, some really big names, which will surprise people, not just from reggae, but from other genres as well. But again, we can't quite say who those are. So I think the biggest things are actually, a lot of them are ahead of us rather than behind us.
Yeah, and some of these artists you see on TV shows like the X Factor and that, they sound different when they're on TV, but then when they're in the recording studio and they're doing their album, they actually change the style of their songs. So would you change anything you do any different?
I don't think we could. I think that if we did, it would break the magic of what the Paradimes can create.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because the sound that is done by the band has been honed over so many years. Maybe to the sort of like uninitiated, it sounds like it's something that we threw together, in a couple of days. But the skill of reggae is so vast and so difficult that you really have to knuckle down to do something like that, and you really have to have a very focused idea of what you want it to sound like.
Yeah.
So any sort of compromise of that sound would totally dilute what it actually is.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
And what would you like to achieve as a reggae band then?
Respect.
From
the audience. We'd like to be seen as a serious bunch of songwriters and stuff. And even if the songs are light-hearted on occasion, behind them they are a bunch of people that really do care about the artistry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the interest of doing something that sounds and feels good. You know?
Right. And how can your fans get access to your music, and how can they find out the latest tours? Do you have a website or anything they can go on?
You always leave this bit to me, don't you?
Yep, G plugs this bit.
You don't remember. You can go on. So there's. Let me remember my spiel on this one. There's ReverbNation.com/the Paradimes. There's also our official website, paradimes.co.uk. That's got all the latest gig dates, videos, songs, and you can buy Genius by the Mile on there as well. It's also available to buy on iTunes, which is probably the most accessible way for most people. There's Spotify as well. And we're also on, I can't remember the name of it now, but the app that comes with the iPhone, which Apple have done. I found that out the other day when a friend of mine had it on their iPhone. There's also, in terms of the upcoming dates, I'll just plug a few of them here really, is we've got the 8th of March at the Maze in Nottingham, which is our debut at that venue, and it's a fantastic venue for reggae and ska. I've got a real rich tradition of it, so we're looking forward to that. We're back at Skarmouth, which we really enjoyed last year.
Amazing place.
And obviously we're on the bill with the Pioneers at that, which will be an honour for us, and with Roy Ellis as well and Simrip, the best reggae showman.
Wicked.
So we're really looking forward to that. Following that, we've got a gig in Birmingham, 22nd of March. That is at the Lounge in Celio, which is the prime student area. So we're looking forward to actually reaching an audience that we don't normally reach with that gig. And we're also returning to Leicester at the end of March. That's the 29th of March with Neville Staple and the Dub Pistols. That's a joint bill with them that we're playing at, and it's at a really big venue called Street Life in Leicester. You can get your tickets for that from i-wanttickets.com. And also wegottickets.com as well. There's a few left at £15. They do go up to £17.50 soon, so get your tickets in for that one.
Yeah, I think I'll be coming to the Street Life one.
And you can give us £30 then, Mason, for that.
Oh, I will do. And your album called Genius by the Mile was released in 2012 and got put into iTunes and was sold at your gigs. Now, can you tell me a bit more about the album and how many you've sold since it was released?
It sold a lot online actually, so it's difficult to say how many it sold exactly, but it has done really well for us on that.
Yeah, it has.
And all over the world as well, not just in England, but
had a lot of radio play from it as well.
Yeah,
it's been the BBC have responded really well to it because we've got a good relationship with Dean Jackson who does all the Midlands introducing the shows. So do you want to tell me a bit more about the album itself?
What, the creation of it, or the thought behind it, or the what?
Well, the story about it, anything that you want to tell me about it, really.
Well, it's just, it's one of those things that you can listen to reggae and you can think that you might be able to put an album together yourself as a musician, but it takes a lot of other people to be involved, so I can't really take the credit for it any more than G or any of the other members of the band. It's very much a group thing. And we need everybody's skills there, and that's the beauty of reggae. It does require a lot of people to actually be getting on and working well together in a room, and that's what creates that beautiful sort of feel that reggae has.
Yeah.
That no other music has. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah. And have you got a new album coming out anytime soon? If so, will it be any different to what you've already done? And do you have a date for the release yet?
we don't have a date for the release. In some ways, it'll be slightly different to what we've done. We're experimenting with different things and stuff. What we've been messing with in the studios. But it will always have the core sort of backbone of being, you know, a very traditional sound, because that's the sound that we've developed over the years, isn't it? So,
yeah. I mean, there's 2 albums in the pipeline as well at the moment as well. You know, I know some fans have said to me that, you know, oh come on, we're dying for your next release and stuff. But we are actually, because of the opportunities that have come our way, and we didn't anticipate those. We are actually working on a number of different projects. We're working with Susan Cadogan as well, who did Hurt So Good back in '76. She's a joy to work with as well. We're working on a single with her, which will be part of the next album. But as I said earlier in the interview, we're also working on the Paradimes and Friends, which is featuring some fantastic artists from all different genres.
UB40.
Yeah, members of UB40, members of the Specials, the Beat. Some solo artists as well, which are to be announced shortly. So as long as everyone keeps their eye on the Facebook page, gets their friends to like it as well, visits the website, follow us on Twitter, then they won't miss any of the announcements of upcoming album developments.
Yep, so you're at the Paradigms on Twitter then?
At the Paradigms on
at the
Twitter as well.
Paradigms.
Yeah, that was one I mentioned earlier.
And finally, what advice would you give to someone that wants to start a band or be a solo artist?
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
My advice to anybody who wants to start a band is this: only find people that are truly interested in doing what it is that your vision of what you want to achieve and what you want to do.
You've got to be on the same page.
Because there is so many messes in music, and there's so many musicians that call themselves musicians that actually can't hold a couple of notes together or can't play in time. Realised he was in music. I thought he was in fashion.
Well, you want to watch some of his audition
He's in
videos.
bad hairdos, weren't he?
Yeah, just a bit. Okay, well, thanks for coming in for an interview today. It's been a pleasure having you both on the show. I'm going to play a few songs from the album Genius by the Mile now. And don't forget, you can catch the Paradimes on tour. Find out the details, reverbnation.com/the Paradimes and facebook.com/the Paradimes.
Cheers, mate.
Yes, I feel the loving when you hold me, girl. You're gonna give me loving that you told me, girl. And let me show up the reason I control me, girl. And when you're down, I make you call me, say yes. I won't feel it when they're feeling good. Or when I take your loving and you understood. They're gonna put your hands up to the ceiling, girl. I make you wear the clothes that are revealing, girl. Yeah, alright. Got something in mind, girl. Can't reveal it. Hey, but don't you worry, we can take it slow. Although you make me hotter than a volcano, and you know as soon as the lava flow in the dark, sweetheart, gonna make you know what I've got in mind. Making love, sweet love. a tremble when you rub me, girl. I escape this lamp, I'm in heaven. And just for one touch when you open my lid, this bottle not much it can hold me. It's just like a dish and I'm free now, girl, to grant all your wishes. I'm a genie. I'm so, yes, I'm a genie. I'm so. Cause I'm a genie that feels like a charm, but when you rub me, girl, I escape this lamp, I'm in heaven. I'm feeling your touch, you're so lovely, girl. I love you so much, I'm so